Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of The Guys Who Stare at Stats. I'm Cade Kennedy alongside Connor Gray and JD Eddy. And, folks, we have another fun show for you tonight. We've got Oklahoma's spring game to talk about, obviously one of the big things you saw this weekend in college football. But the bigger story, the NBA playoffs, the Brooklyn Nets are officially gone. Boston delivering the sweep and finishing them off last night. And moving into some critical Game 5s today. So as I welcome Connor and JD to the show, how are you two doing this evening?
Doing pretty good.
We're off to a great start, JD.
But it's obviously going to be a good day of talking about sports. Obviously, you two will pretty much be only ones talking about the Oklahoma spring game. Well, I just probably give out some side comments.
You're going to talk to us the whole time. You're going to tell us how good it was and how much you hate Lincoln Riley.
Obviously, like
and
a true OU
we're going to stand in the back. Like
notorious OU fan Connor over here.
We're going to stand in the back like Travis Scott at his first concert and just do this right here.
But obviously, some big NBA. Obviously, like you said, Nets getting swept. That was something no one could have seen. If you said at the beginning of the year that the Nets would have been swept in the first round, no one would have believed it.
No, not at all. Not with the powerhouse team they had.
No,
they had a super team.
The team they had before everything. Way it ended up being.
Lincoln Riley didn't invent OU football.
That is the first story we are getting to, ladies and gentlemen, coming right out of the gate with it. I mean, Bob Stoops today at the Oklahoma Capitol because he was getting honored today for, just being Bob Stoops, first of all.
Being Big Game Bob, baby.
Being Big Game Bob. And he talked today a little bit about Lincoln Riley didn't invent Oklahoma football. Bob didn't invent it either. It all goes back to Benny Owen. No one coach is bigger than the program. That is the thing that's been stressed by Bob. It's been stressed by Venables. It's been stressed by this entire OU program ever since about December. That is the main thing that's continuing to go. I know the national narrative is Oklahoma needs to let go at this point. No one cares anymore. Nope. Please be quiet. I will not be quiet. I will make fun of Lincoln Riley every single day.
USC had a total attendance of 42 people. They said, yeah, we had 33,000 there. Huh? Like, no. Where were they at? Nowhere. I don't know.
Exactly. They're at home watching on ESPN because they didn't want to go out and go to the game.
When USC actually starts winning games, people will actually, at least they'll maybe only fill up maybe half the stadium. I mean, before he got there, there was barely any attendance there.
We can all agree that when they said that USC was the mecca of college football, that was the dumbest thing ever said.
Okay, USC,
yes.
Okay, USC being the mecca, that's a no. But you can make the claim that California is a mecca for football,
for high school
football, but you can't claim about college because there's too many. I mean, as of right now, Alabama is the mecca because of how great they've been.
Alabama's been the mecca since Saban.
Since Saban has been there, but obviously
Saban made
before Alabama, you didn't have a concrete program that was.
You had Nebraska, who was always in contention. You had teams like Oklahoma in the 2000s, Miami, anything like that. But, I mean, most of the teams you had back then were Tennessee, Georgia.
There were many teams that were considered big powerhouses at the time.
Yeah,
obviously, some have fallen off, while others have still somehow managed to remain relevant.
USC, I'm not crapping. They were good.
USC's had a lot of good teams.
Yeah,
but I
USC
think in the past
Carroll,
5 years they haven't produced anything.
Well, USC under Carroll,
Sam Darnold. What are you talking about?
USC under Carroll obviously was the last time USC was truly great.
Shut up, Kate.
Sam Darnold was the legend. He wouldn't have it any other way.
But
wouldn't have it any other way.
No, Alabama. Sorry, man.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
That'd be my mom.
Is there a way to flip the chat? I'm
No,
just kidding. My bad.
That's my mom. She's a big time Alabama fan. Loves their mascot.
That's the main reason.
That's the main reason. Went to Tuscaloosa in 03 when OU played. Had a wonderful time. So we always have a nice little spot for the Crimson Tide in our hearts because they hate an orange UT and they're crimson and white.
I mean, I definitely, we all hate orange here, I think. Burn orange at least.
Yeah, orange. But
we all do not like orange UTs. They are very bad and should be abolished.
We can all agree on one thing, that Texas is the worst.
Yes.
But everything else, I mean, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Good for now.
But obviously, USC is not even under their they only had the one great their only good year in the 2010s was that 16 year and everything else has been everything
Mediocre.
before and after that's been been decent or pretty bad. Obviously,
2000s they were stacked with
yeah,
Pete Carroll as
that's
head
what
coach.
I said under the Pete Carroll era.
Yes.
They were the best they've been in a long time.
They were running amok though. Their whole team was getting in trouble for things all the time.
Well, yeah, that comes with the
that
territory.
comes with being in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Pete Carroll.
It also
was a good
comes with
coach.
being Pete Carroll.
And
Pete Carroll was a good coach, not a good guy at disciplining his players.
Yep.
Definitely,
He was
get away with
like
anything.
he was great at coaching. Became great at coaching the game, but he wasn't necessarily a player's coach.
My bad, I was looking.
So that really does play a factor. If you're not connected with your players on a certain level, you're not gonna really keep them from getting in trouble.
I think he was connected with his players. The problem about it was he didn't know how to discipline them because he just let them get away with anything. Guys were getting away with getting drunk in public, drunken disorderlies, intoxication. Weed was a lot more strict back then.
Yeah, so weed was very bad.
A lot more strict. It was considered a gateway. And it still kind of is, yes. But you understand the science behind it now is just kind of.
Listen, you take one marijuana,
You're
die.
done. You want to be somebody? Smoke.
Don't smoke.
The typical line. You wanna
Unless
be
it's
somebody.
medical. We can, I think, endorse that. I'm not sure.
You can endorse the medical, but you can't endorse just
Don't
like free
smoke
use of
weed
it.
No,
unless you have a
can-
card.
Unless it's recreational.
That's the state of Oklahoma.
Unless it's recreational in that state, and then they're just like, go ahead, it's in vending machine around the corner, man.
Yeah,
Just go grab some.
at Colorado,
At Colorado.
the entire state.
But let's talk about the OU pregame. Let's see. I'll pretty much just let you guys talk about it because obviously you went to the game, Cade.
I did go to the game.
I watched a little bit.
I have many fun stories about the spring game. First of all, there were a lot more people there than anyone ever expected. 75,360 was the official number.
Out of the 100K that could have been in there.
And
spring game.
And from what I've been told, I got there early enough to we were in the stadium by 1:10 when the gates opened, and my goodness, there were a lot of people there. They only had 4 gates open in the entire stadium. Keep that in mind. You had
4?
one on the west
They weren't
side, one on the
expecting that
north
many.
side, one on the east, one on the south. No one was expecting 90,000 people to be pretty much what would
The
equate
whole campus.
what would equate to the entire city of Norman being in one place at one time.
I can just imagine the energy, though. It must have been really fun.
It was. I'll tell you about it. So we finally get in the stadium. We get into our seats at 1:30, and people
starts
are.
at 2, right?
Game starts at 3.
3. You got in that early?
We got in that early.
Yeah, you're
and,
more dedicated than me.
And it was. There are already 20,000 people sitting down when we get in there. 90 minutes before the game, people are already pouring in.
Sorry, I'm just playing with this.
And it continues to just fill and fill. And seeing that lower bowl pretty much packed by 2:30 was great to see. Then you see the upper deck keep going up and up and up.
Nosebleeds finally started filling.
Nosebleeds filled up.
You know, I always wanted to set up there, but it was just like I always had that fear that I was going to fall off the back.
I've set up in the way upper deck a handful of times. I'll only tell you, you can't see anything up there. That's thank goodness for the video board. But man, it is funny. It looks like a giant game of ants.
I think the only time I've ever been somewhere like that was when we were at OU Texas. We always stood in the upper deck. We were always like 2 or 3 rows above the ledge, so we could always see perfectly fine. It was really fun, but that's the only time I've ever had to do that because when we were at OU, we had our tickets 30-yard line, section, I think row 42.
Yeah.
So we were kind of up there, but we weren't at the same time, so we could see. But you always had a drunk dad who was like 6'5" that stood in front of us.
Yeah. Okay, so we had the same thing. We had a guy who played basketball at OU, and it was like 6'7".
What was his name?
I can't remember what his name
Spangler?
was. It was not Spangler. If it was Ryan Spangler, I would have photographic evidence that I met Ryan Spangler. But it was always difficult. And then finally one day he decided he wasn't going to stand in front of me, being an 8-year-old. And I was very thankful for that.
You should have fought him as an 8-year-old.
No, I shouldn't. Yeah, no. That would have been an entire bad time. But we get to the spring game. We're in there. Everything's good. Got to see the former players. There were 250 former players showing up. And Venables comes out. And let me tell you, the first time they came out, I've been going to games at OU for over a decade now.
The hope that when they came out of the stands, everyone was losing.
When they came out, that is one of the louder moments I've heard just in that stadium in general.
I think the loudest moment that I've ever heard compared to that is when Rodney Anderson, they were playing, TCU.
TCU, yep.
Playing TCU, runs for 130 yards, receives for like 150.
In the first half.
The first half, and everyone is losing their mind.
Yeah.
The whole stadium's shaking. It's a different atmosphere when OU's winning, and whenever they have that hope behind them.
Yeah.
Like really, one of the louder stadiums.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Norman is it, and this is something Venables said at halftime, not to get ahead of myself, but he wants it to be that atmosphere again. And it starts with the fans showing up for a spring game. It doesn't seem like a lot. It doesn't feel like a big thing.
It would be
but
nice if fans showed up to a spring game somewhere, right?
Yeah, it means a lot because it's such a big recruiting thing now. 20 years ago, it was nothing, but now
spring game was considered just you can just practice in.
Yeah, it was like it's a free practice, but now that it's this giant recruiting thing, and people were stunned, like former players and even current players and recruits were just impressed.
I saw
with
Adrian Peterson there. Why does he still look like he's 20?
I don't know. I mean, he's got a COVID year. Bring him back. You never know, but
it split.
Oh my god!
When I pulled it off. Oh no!
You don't mess with it.
Yes,
I literally touched it.
Gosh darn it, JD, breaking the equipment.
I didn't even do anything. It's just
didn't do anything, which explains why that's broken now. Okay, anyway.
Hey, don't say it. Why would you sell me out like that? No one knew.
Right, I was gonna flip the camera back on you. You're going to figure it out. But okay, anyway, regardless of that, whoever broke it, the mysterious ghost in the studio.
Okay, but that just sounds more suspicious.
I
now.
know. Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing to me right now?
I don't know. I'm just saying. You didn't.
A clip.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. This
JD's losing it.
We are already going off the rails so much on this show today. My goodness.
I swear, as soon as you said I broke it, the Megalomania music started, bro. And I really thought we were about to have like a boss fight.
But I mean, speaking of bosses, the boss of Norman now, Brent Venables. I mean, when he brought his team out,
I touched it.
Stop breaking stuff.
I didn't break it. It literally, I pulled it and it went, and I was like, oh, it's fine. And then I put my finger.
Break it. I pulled it. It's a quote for the agent.
I touched it, and I swear I did this right here. It went like this and went. I was like, uh-oh, and I went like this because I was gonna see if I could just hold it, and it went. Hey, get the camera off me.
I'm just saying, you're giving us a demonstration. We might as well get the camera on. But
let's just get into this.
Anyway, I think one of the most unique things is when Venables came out and they did this little walk thing.
They locked arms.
Yeah, the locked arms. People were losing their minds when that happened, and they did this weird circle, like when they broke out into their groups. They like ran in a circle and then scattered.
That's what wrestling does. That's what wrestling teams do.
Yeah.
So I bet they got that from OSU more than likely.
Probably, but they ran in a circle, then all the position groups scattered. People lost their minds when that happened. And then
it looks cool.
It does. It was extremely fun to watch.
It looks really cool.
And then the game actually got started. First pass, Dylan Gabriel throws an incompletion that looked a little off. But, I mean, 30-mile-an-hour wind will do that to you.
Yeah,
Next play, deep bomb to Theo Weiss. What are you going to do?
Touchdown.
It's Theo Weiss. I think he got tackled at the 1, and then they scored the next play. But
fair enough.
Oklahoma looked, dare I say,
good,
extremely good. The defense looked more sound than I could ever want them to be. People were in position the entire time. They were swarming to the football. A lot of hard hits. They looked like
I saw the one on the quarterback.
They looked like an actual defense again.
So what you're saying is Venables coming in and coaching up the linebackers and the safeties helped a lot.
Yeah,
it did.
Having
really.
A defensive mindset
head coach.
Of the head coach will help fix that.
As long as you let your OC take care of what he needs to take care of and you don't try to interfere, you could run the defense by yourself as a head coach, like 100%. That's why whenever you get head coaches that they're defensive guys, they always end up being really good. Mm-hmm. Like, think about it. What's his name?
Whose name?
Gary Patterson?
No. Oh, my gosh. The Patriots head Bill Belichick.
Wow.
He was his defensive-minded head coach.
Yeah.
For the longest time. He was a special teams coordinator.
He was a DC, and he also worked under Bill Parcells.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Exactly. But I was just super impressed by how it went. And then 21-10 at halftime, red team beating the white team. Then you get the Baker Mayfield statue dedication. Let me tell you, grown men were crying when that was happening.
That's a little weird, but
that was an emotional moment for a lot of people. I did not expect that.
Some girl got proposed to in front of the statue.
I know.
He waited until Baker got a statue, bro.
Yes, people love this guy. This guy is an icon in the state of Oklahoma.
He is, 100%.
Yes, I mean, he got the entire OU fan base to care about the Browns. I mean, that takes dedication. He got. I
Care
mean,
about the
I went to.
What you mean by care about the Browns? Just care about Baker is what you mean.
Well,
Yeah.
No one really
when
cares.
the Hard Knocks came out, it changed everybody's view. Like really.
It's like the second Baker leaves, they're not. A lot of you guys are not.
We
gonna
are all
care
going to
about them
become
anymore.
Carolina.
Nobody cares about him anymore. Like, no one cares about the Browns anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I saw.
I mean, that's a statement I've said before. Like before this whole thing with the Browns happened. It's like as soon as he leaves, no one's gonna. The state of Oklahoma is not gonna care about the Browns.
Yeah, then we'll care about wherever Baker goes next.
Yeah, and that's
we love
Seattle,
that guy.
baby.
And that's
Seattle or Carolina, 2022.
He'll get picked up by somebody.
Somebody, yeah, hopefully.
He's got too much experience. at
backup
this
role
point.
Yeah.
forever.
Not if he goes to Carolina. If he goes to Carolina, he'll have a starting job. But that's a story for another day when that actually happens. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic time, even though I got out of there at halftime because we had bad weather rolling in, got trapped in Moore for 2 hours. That was not a fun time. But other than that, I was really impressed. We're able to run the ball well. Good core of running backs. Receivers look great.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel looked good. I mean, even though they didn't really let him loose, it's a spring game. You're not going to throw everything out there.
Fair enough.
I don't expect us to run every single new
No.
thing. But I got to say, though, this team's going to be fast. Like, we know how Jeff Levy's teams are. They're extremely fast to the ball. It was 7 seconds or less. 7 second snap, 7 second snap, 7 second snap. And
That's
the
gonna
defense,
that's definitely going to be taxing, especially with the resurgence in Big 12 defenses coming up because they're actually getting good now. So being able to run against them and constantly trying to adjust on the fly is going to suck. But I think they can pull it out. I mean,
I
obviously.
think Dylan Gabriel already knowing that offense is good.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm concerned about, and this has been the main thing through spring ball, if Gabriel gets hurt, oh boy, OU's in for a long ride.
Yeah.
Because Nick Evers, I mean, I like him. He seems like a really good kid. He's still a freshman, and he still looks like a freshman. I mean, Ralph Rucker's not going to come in and save the day, even though that would be the funniest thing imaginable. It's not going to happen. Even though I want it to happen, because with a name like Ralph Rucker, you better be an elite quarterback. But I don't think it'll happen. So that is my entire spring game recap. It was a fun time. Would do it again. 10 out of 10. Next time, less thunderstorms and tornado possibilities. But other than that, when Kyler gets his statue next year, it should be an equally fun time. Don't know if we'll hit 75K again next year.
No.
This is more of a perfect storm of everything happening.
all at once.
This is once again, this was more a thing of OU fans like trying to show their support for the team, the new for Venables and the team,
Well, yeah. I mean,
and also to
if
stick
it
and
happened,
also to stick it to Lincoln.
if it happened
Yes.
to OSU, you do the same thing.
Yes, if Mike Gundy
Right.
left to go to,
Yeah.
like Texas or something weird
If
like
y'all
that.
got a
Oh
new- if
boy,
y'all
that
got,
would.
If y'all got a new head coach, say y'all picked. I don't know. Say y'all picked somebody up. I don't know who's
Yeah.
OSU head coaches anymore. Like who would be there? But
Yeah.
if you know he picked it up, I think y'all would do the same thing. That whole stadium would be filled.
Stadium would probably be at least for a spring game would at least be twice, maybe 3 times the size of what it typically
It
is.
would be. You
Like,
guys would have.
I think
give or take.
for
Yeah, it'd be a
many of
big
the
deal.
spring, obviously every year Gundy was there. Spring game overall attendance was bigger. I don't know how it was this year. All I saw was clips of the aftermath of stuff. So and most of the crowd dissipated. So I don't know how. You still trying to get that on there?
No, I can't. Look.
It's like, that's the one I know. It's like, why are you still trying to do that?
I'm gonna go glue
But
it. I don't know.
obviously, I have high hopes for Mason as our defensive coordinator, and looking forward to what he'll bring to the team. Obviously, I expect the offense to pretty much just kind of pick up where they left off. I know they lost a couple of key players, that obviously in the receiving core, but they pretty much have kept everybody. You're just enjoying your music right there.
Yeah, JD's he's just
just
vibing.
vibing.
He's
He's
just
just
one
vibing.
big vibe today.
But obviously, I'd say for the conference this year, be looking for probably three to 4 teams be in the top 20 for defense.
Obviously,
rankings.
Texas is going to be number 0. They are too elite for this world.
They are. They're gonna be number 0. They're literally gonna be in the toilet bowl. I mean, the top of the, not like the actual toilet bowl itself, but in like the upper deck. So like whenever you flush
They're going to
the
be
water,
falling into it.
yeah, whenever you flush the water, they come down a little bit, but then it just dissipates again. They got to refill right after that. You know.
Well,
Oh my god! Maybe they can play USC there. You know, it'd be a match made in heaven.
Who are they playing this year?
USC.
Bama.
Texas
plays Bama. Yeah, that's the big non-con game for them.
That's gonna be they're gonna get their butt kicked.
And
or
you know,
what if they win?
You know the rumor.
If they win, there's gonna be some what deal did they make with the devil in order to do that?
Zero.
Listen,
if they pull off an upset over Bama, everyone is gonna immediately shut up about us going to the Big 12. All of us. If it happens, I'm not gonna lie to you. There will be no hate that whole year because they can't say anything.
Yeah.
What are they gonna say? Oh, you guys beat us at the beginning of the season. But you guys always say you start off better than everybody else. So where's Texas at?
The same thing's going to happen with OU Georgia in 2023. If OU wins that game,
no one's gonna talk.
But
everyone will stop talking.
I would like to present the funniest scenario: Texas beats Alabama, loses to Kansas.
That would.
Think about that scenario.
Every SEC fan would immediately be like, "Oh, it was a fluke. You got beat." Never mind. But
it's like you guys. It's me. So you're telling me Texas losing to Kansas isn't also a fluke, or is it?
No, that's definitely not a fluke.
No. I'm saying it.
It's a tradition at this point.
Mm-hmm.
What I can say to them, but if they try to, it's like, dude, you guys lost to Texas, plain fairly. It's like you guys.
And they got beat by Kansas.
Better.
And everyone, they're gonna try to return the argument at that point and say, "Oh, yeah, well, they got beat by Kansas. Well, you guys got beat by them. So what does that make you? Does that mean Kansas is the best team in the country? Kansas is better than Alabama by default. That's all you need to know. I'm sorry, Cade's mom. I don't mean to.
Yeah, but she likes Kansas too. So it's
okay, we're good then.
Yeah,
solid.
No. Family was Kansas fans, but liked the trip to Alabama. So
we all hate Texas.
We all hate Texas.
We all hate Texas.
That is the important thing here.
At least we can band together in our hate of the burnt orange.
Yes.
We always get into Texas somehow.
Well, it's because it's Texas.
Every time.
There's three things: Texas, USC, and Miami when it comes to college football, or any New York team, and when it comes to professional sports, just have this weird control of the narrative, even when they're terrible. They control the narrative of, exactly. This will be the year they're back. This is the year. No, guys, seriously, this is the year.
You know what team does that more than anybody?
Who?
They're a Texas team.
Another Texas team.
Dallas Cowboys, baby.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. First round exits every time.
There you go. That's another classic one.
You want a first round exit? You got it, man.
Texas A&M goes in that category too of we're back despite the fact you were never here.
Yeah. Dude, Texas, when they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, I had hope.
Yeah.
I had real hope they were going to be a contender and they were going to push OU to the top. And they would have pushed themselves to the top at the same time. Really. And then they just dropped down. Freaking, what's his name? Died, basically.
Sam Ehlinger.
Ehlinger, I don't know where he's at.
He's at the Colts, I think.
Yeah, he's with the Colts.
Casey Thompson had all this hope going into it, and then all of a sudden turned into a average to below average quarterback.
And now he's in Nebraska.
I will say Sam Ehlinger is not too shabby in the NFL right now.
I almost feel bad for Sam Ehlinger because that guy is like a poor man's Baker Mayfield.
McCoy.
He puts it all on the line just to have one 10-win season and get absolutely destroyed by his non-existent offensive line.
Take a guess who it is. The exact Texas quarterback played in 2006 to 2009.
Yep.
Whenever Sam Bradford was playing.
Yep. Oh, McCoy.
Oh, Colt McCoy. Man.
That was a guy.
Crazy. It's almost like they have a curse.
And it feels like it sometimes.
They got their one championship, and that was all. And then pretty much after McCoy left, their program went into oblivion.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, sorry guys.
Yeah,
all right, let's move on. Let's get off this topic for a minute.
I would say we can keep going all day about college football stuff.
We need to stop for now.
Okay.
We'll move into it later.
For now. Mm-hmm. All right, but moving back on to the NBA.
The what?
The NBA.
What's that?
That is the National Basketball Association.
That's not real. That's actually
it's not real. It's fake.
Ponzi scheme by Mark Cuban against Big Pharma.
Oh yes, Mark Cuban simply traveled back in time.
He did. He's actually
to meet Bill Russell.
His name is actually Mark Puerto Rico, and he's fake. It's not.
His name is Mark Belize or Honduras.
This is Mark,
there is a Mark for every Latin American and Caribbean
Mark Brazil,
country.
Mark Haiti. Oh wait, Mark Haiti's gone. But Sorry, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Oh my god.
Terrible.
Okay, yeah, that was bad.
Okay.
That was a bad joke. Sorry,
Okay,
guys.
so-
that's really. Oh shoot.
Okay.
I'm getting canceled.
Yeah, okay. Good job, JD.
Can you open
This
this
is-
so we get
this
some
is-
circulation
No.
in
This
here?
is a special
You're gonna sit here and
episode.
suffer.
Let's-
I'm actually sweating, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Not because you asked me to.
Not doing it
That
because you
because,
wanted to.
I'm not gonna lie, I
Okay.
gotta pee and probably cry for a minute. So I'll be right
Okay,
back.
well, that is one heck of an exit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to recover from that, actually. That is one of the few times I actually don't know how to recover from something. But going back to the NBA now, finally. I don't know why it's taken this long. Getting into Saturday's games, kind of just quick recap over what happened on the weekend. Philadelphia, Toronto, Sixers trying to close the series out. They cannot get it done. Toronto getting the 110-102 win. Pascal Siakam with a big game. Dallas, Utah, Game 4 in Salt Lake City. The return of Luka Doncic not going as expected. Jordan Clarkson had other plans. He drops 25. And the Jazz get a 199 win on Saturday, even that series up at 2-2. And then Game 3 in Brooklyn, the hopefully much anticipated return of Ben Simmons would be the game after this, but Boston gets a 109-103 win. Jason Tatum drops 39, and Ben Simmons says, "No, I'm not coming back. Sorry."
It's his mental weakness. He doesn't. I don't think he wants to be here.
I don't think he does either. But Memphis, Minnesota, Game 4, the Timberwolves hold on for once, 119-118. They did not blow a 20-point lead this time. Timberwolves are still in this thing. They're just hanging around.
Well, that's what happens for when you don't go for the kill.
Yeah.
Memphis just not doing enough to get him, but obviously Minnesota trying to do what they can not to get eliminated.
Yep. And then Milwaukee, Chicago, Game 4 there on Sunday's games. Milwaukee just dismantling the Bulls 119-95. Golden State, Denver, back and forth the entire game. Nikola Jokic dropping 37. And the Nuggets finally got a win, 126-120.
This was
in
the
amazing game.
Yeah, this was the game I was saying that Jokic would have a good one to avoid a sweep.
Yeah, and then Miami, Atlanta, Game 4. Heat got a 110-86, just absolute beatdown. Trae Young had his one shining moment in Game 3, and Miami went back to locking him down.
Bro.
Phoenix, New Orleans, Game 4. The Pelicans absolutely just taking it to the Suns, 118-103.
I'm so sorry.
JD
so
comes
sorry,
back for
guys.
5 seconds.
Oh my god.
And there he goes again. Okay, my goodness. But Monday, getting into the games that happened yesterday, no Ben Simmons, as I mentioned. Game 4 goes to the Celtics, so that is our first team gone, 116-112. And I know it was a fun stat they mentioned on Inside the NBA last night. Of all the people that were polled at the beginning of the year of executives and front office people, 71% predicted Brooklyn would win the NBA title. 17% predicted the Lakers would win the NBA title. Both those teams are gone.
Nice.
88% of people's predictions who work in the NBA are gone.
Lakers didn't even make the playoffs because obviously the implosion they had throughout the
implosion,
season.
injuries, and
what's
Westbrook.
scary is they all were crapping on Westbrook, but he led the team in stats.
I know, it's the funniest
That's
part.
the funniest part. Then the Nets, obviously, with the whole obviously Kyrie not being able to play in certain places because of restrictions,
and
obviously
then trading
couldn't play a home game.
Harden and
Just
that whole
the
scenario.
the whole drama surrounding the Nets. That's really what affected them this season.
You know, that whole big three of KD, Harden, and Irving played 2 whole games this year.
Yep.
2 entire actual games. And then moving on to the next one, Andrew's not here to talk about it, unfortunately, but Toronto hanging around now, 103-88. The Raptors get a win. It's 3-2. Philadelphia fans getting a little frustrated, booing their team off the court, leaving early.
What did I say 2 weeks ago? I told you Toronto would hang in there.
Yep, you did.
Bro, This is crazy.
They're here.
I'm actually right.
They're here. I mean, congrats.
I
I know
Danny.
something about basketball.
There you go.
When Sixers jumped up 3-0, okay, let's be real. Okay, keep the caveman DNA down.
Nah, dude, it's like the Travis Scott one. Hang on, let me find it.
Stop. Okay. But anyways,
Give me a second, I'll find
but obviously when Philly went up 3-0, I think Andrew, you, Cade, and me were thinking, oh, they're gonna sweep them.
We were all thinking it's over.
It's gonna be sweep, or Toronto was gonna at least survive one more game.
Yeah.
Instead, they're making it seem like, oh, we're gonna come back down 3-0.
Yeah, instead, here we are.
So
Here comes Toronto
Oh, here we go.
again.
Let's put it up so everyone can see.
Okay,
This one right here.
Put it up.
Okay, so
if you-
everybody, if whoever's watching, I don't know who it is, but just for reference on why I keep doing that,
Okay.
it's this right here.
Let's
So
go.
it's Travis Scott freaking out on stage for some reason. I don't understand why he is, but I think it's the funniest meme I've ever seen in my entire life. And every time something happens, I immediately go back to that and send something out to my buddy, and I say, "Hey, this is me."
Alrighty. Well, I'm glad we got
You're
an
welcome for
But
that educational and meme quality and meme history.
But obviously,
This day in history.
all knows the last few games, Harden and Embiid have not been shooting particularly well. I mean, they're not getting the high of the scores.
My favorite moment was when James Harden shot a three, fell down like he got shot. Embiid grabbed the rebound, also fell down like he got shot. And the Toronto players were just standing there like, what do we do? Well, how
Well,
do
you
we
know what you
defend that? They fell down.
You know what you do? You stand there over them and you assert dominance and go, "Hey,
You just
look in their eyes and steal their soul." I'm just
You
kidding,
just
don't do that.
T-pose on them.
Dude, if you T-pose on me, I'm going to say, I am kicking you in the knee. Like, I don't care what we're doing. I am straight up and down kicking right at the bottom, man.
T-pose to assert dominance.
Exactly. That's what you
If
got
they
to
do
do.
it to me in
something.
Fortnite, I just hack their IP address.
Don't do that. I don't recommend doing that.
Let's go Utah!
But the Jazz, the next game, this was a lot of fun to watch last night for me. 102-77.
Luka's back.
Absolute beatdown. Luka with 33. The Jazz scored 77. They had 70 points with 2 minutes left in the game.
He had 33% of their points with 33 points.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's quick math.
I don't know, is Donovan Mitchell not necessarily playing up to how he should
Donovan
be?
Mitchell only had 9 points and then got injured at the end of the game. It's questionable if he'll play Game 6. And this Jazz team, after all the momentum, after winning Game 4, evening this series up, we can beat this.
Let me do yours too.
We can beat this Luka team at full strength.
Taking your little clips off.
And
I think I'm good.
I'll break this one.
Please don't.
okay, things to not say.
No, I'm not going to actually break it. That was a joke.
Okay.
Why would I do that? I've already broke one.
But obviously, this is the much needed, and obviously with Donovan Mitchell being out, it gives Dallas even more hope to just put him away in Game 6.
Yeah, put them away in Utah, send them home, and then steal their talent and get Rudy Gobert.
Hey, you guys.
I don't know.
Hey, Kate, you'll actually get out of the first round.
If they do, it's the first time in 11 years I will throw a party at my house and no one is invited except for me and my
Y'all
mom.
see me over here
because Charlotte
vibing
Beaver.
and listening to Over You by Daughtry right now, so I'm kind of like in my own zone.
Okay.
But I'm like over here just headbanging while y'all are like, yeah, stats, and they're good. Luka's shooting.
I mean, we are the guys who look at stats.
We are the guys who stare at stats. That's
and
the thing
JD
we
off
do.
in the corner listening to a sad rock song.
That's just how this show works some days, Some days you
and
just
you get your heart broken as many times as I have.
okay.
That was a joke. Was it? No. But
I don't
am
know.
I going to say it is? Yes.
Who knows?
Yes, I am.
Who knows? Only the Illuminati.
You see what I mean? If y'all
You're
didn't
making me lose it.
I'm just
JD.
letting you know, if y'all didn't have me in here, I wouldn't be as fun. It would just be you guys having a nice conversation.
We would do a little trolling.
I'm adding some spice into it.
All I'm saying is on this show we do a little trolling.
Why is it spicy? Sorry.
But obviously, let's move to Tuesday's games.
Okay, now moving on to Tuesday's games. This one already in progress. No Jimmy Butler today.
Uh-oh.
Not a problem. Miami up 14-9 in the first quarter right now.
I think they'll be able to win
Miami's,
without him.
Now it's
Miami's
14-10.
bench is amazing.
It is.
They are pulling a
Also,
win.
they just put P.J. Tucker in replace of him, and he's got 4 points, 2 rebounds already.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He's being P.J. Tucker.
He's a dog.
PJ Tucker.
And that's really all you need to do there.
Is this how
And
this goes?
so Miami already looking good. The Heat were a pretty solid
Seems
favorite,
so
4.5
famous.
points, as you'd expect to be. Do we think they close it out tonight? Obviously, they're ahead right now. They're favored. Even without Jimmy Butler, do they win tonight?
Yeah.
That obviously not having Jimmy Butler, that can affect the outcome of the game. But Miami overall as a team has played really well. Like, players around Jimmy have also been able to step up and play well. I mean, they're capable of doing it. Will they? I want to say yes, but then again, who knows if Atlanta will just go off tonight. Who knows how Trey will actually do. But I will probably say Miami just barely closes it out.
All right. And, JD, I know you already said Miami's winning it.
Yeah. Miami's winning it. I want Trey Young to pull one out. You don't turn it back. It's fine.
Okay, I was just saying.
If he was playing New York, I'd be
I'm
heavily
like
pulling for
Trey Young.
Atlanta.
I want as much as I want Trey Young to win. They're carrying these 2 losses on their shoulders already from the past couple weeks. Days, my bad, not week. But they're carrying these losses already. You can't recover from that. If you can, you got mental fortitude. Nobody else has, but it's gonna be tough because they've already got that on that. They got their butt handed to them the first 3 games. How many they played? Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Really tough.
Yeah, I think Miami is going to win this one. I see the path for Atlanta. I mean, Trae Young has not even scored yet, neither is Clint Capella. You're putting all your faith in Kevin Huerter to do something.
Sorry.
He's got 7 points right now for him, but Victor Oladipo's going off.
Ooh.
This is not a good time.
Yes.
Oladipo's already made 4 of his first 5. This is not a good time for Atlanta, and I think Miami continues the pain and gets the series win.
That's real cool.
Anyway, moving on to the real entertainment starts in about 20 minutes or so here. Minnesota-Memphis, Game 5, going to be absolutely insane in a fun environment in the Grindhouse. 6.5-point favorites are the Grizzlies, and this is probably the hardest series to predict so far in
Job's
terms
not
of
done.
no one knows how good these two teams actually are, it feels like, because you know the talent's there for both of them. You know how good Memphis is. They just have not been playing like it. And even when they do play like it, it takes them a half to figure it out.
Can they see what I'm pointing at if I do this? So right here. Let's talk about this for a second. Where DeMarcus Cousins getting fined again.
Yeah, it's not going up. I could switch it real quick to your camera if you want to do that joke again.
I do kind of.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone watching, I don't know if you can see this right here. This is the biggest story to me. DeMarcus Cousins,
just look right underneath the Memphis logo.
Yeah, right underneath the Memphis logo. Yeah, yeah. Cousins got fined. I mean,
what is up with him, man? Why is he so violent?
I don't know. That's just DeMarcus Cousins' thing.
I swear, every time I see
To be fair, I think it was a technical situation with him and Draymond Green where they got into it, and DeMarcus Cousins got a technical for existing.
Dude, I swear, he gives off the same energy that Richard Sherman did. That's what you give when you put a star retriever like Crabtree on me. That's the kind of energy he gives off 24/7, bro.
Well, I mean, it's the same. I don't know.
It's like whenever Brittany Griner said she could beat him in one-on-one.
Yeah.
DeMarcus is an animal.
DeMarcus is
one guy you don't mess with.
Well, Brittany is good for women's basketball.
No, she's just good in general.
She's really good. But
not even good for just women. She's good.
But she's not going to beat DeMarcus Cousins.
No,
sorry.
not in a one-on-one.
Not one-on-one. But, for this game, obviously, Minnesota just battling. They're they tied the series up. So, obviously, Memphis, like you said, Cade, is not playing as well as they should. And, obviously, Minnesota as a whole is – I really hate that they're both M's. So, it's – I'm getting confused.
Sorry.
Stop.
They are.
Stop.
It's the M&M series.
The M&M series.
Winner gets the blue M&M.
But
the green one.
Obviously,
gosh dang it, JD.
God dang it, JD.
I'm just saying. It's a surprise.
Stop.
Let's just go.
But Minnesota obviously playing much better over the game. Actually, outplaying the Grizzlies in the games they won. Obviously,
Yeah.
But it's like we know what Memphis is capable of, and we know, obviously, like you said, we know what Minnesota is capable of. So it's either can one of these teams actually finally play better than the other. But obviously, it's going to come down to who's going to actually play well the next couple of games, because that's going to be a decider. because you never know. Minnesota, they each have taken a game in each other's yard, so it's going to be a matter of can they win their home game or win the home game? Because I feel like it's just going to it's going to be back and forth until Game 7.
I think
that's the way this series has been going.
I honestly, I'm at the point where I think that's how I think it is going to go. I think Memphis takes it tonight. I think you'll get a good performance from John Company. Desmond Bain will go off. Everyone that needs to play well will have a good game. But it would not surprise me they go back to Minnesota. Timberwolves get a big win in Game 6, and they force it to a Game 7. Would not surprise me.
Would not surprise me either. I think Memphis will take the game tonight, but it's going to be a close one. I think both teams are going to push each other to the limit.
Yeah. All right, JD, who do you got?
TikTok. I mean, what?
you got TikTok. I mean,
he's got TikTok on this matchup.
Yeah. I'm going Minnesota on this one.
You're going Minnesota. Right. Okay.
Staying with Minnesota.
Staying with Minnesota. Okay.
Taking Game 7.
All right.
Okay. There we go. But moving on to the final game of the night, 9 p.m., the late night game, New Orleans, Phoenix, TNT. Going to be a fun time. Still, if I remember correctly, no Devin Booker. 6.5-point favorites still are the Suns, but New Orleans is just hanging with them. I mean, the Pelicans are doing whatever they want. They got the giant win that I don't think anyone expected, the size of victory they got in Game 4. And with Phoenix having a competitive Game 3, I really don't know how this series is going to go at this point.
It's just a matter of how well do the Suns play without. I mean, in Game 3 they showed they can win without him, no problem in a playoff series. But you gotta keep that going, and they gotta everyone else on that bench and Ayton and Paul got to step up and do what they are very capable of doing. I think for tonight, I think Suns take Game 5 and to go up 3-2, but I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to Game 7, because Pelicans are not, despite the fact they really shouldn't even be here. The fact that they are and are taking the Suns to what feels like the limit.
They're trying, dude. Yeah, it's okay. They've got it.
But I think Suns will eventually win the series, but obviously we'll have to wait and see on that.
You know what? I'll take the ladder on this one. I'll go against you. I'm saying New Orleans takes the dub and upsets the Phoenix in the first round.
All right, you're taking whole series New Orleans.
Taking whole series New Orleans. I'm saying Game 7 like I did the last one.
Okay, so
we're there in Game 5 right now.
Yeah, they're in game. So who wins tonight? Does Phoenix get the one win tonight?
I think Phoenix gets the win tonight. They go up 3 to what is it? 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah, I think it goes 3-3 into Game 6, and then if New Orleans pulls the win out tonight, I think it's over.
Yep, I would agree.
I would probably agree with that.
I think it's over.
Elnos, if you're a Suns fan, obviously all the guys on the team, this really hurts because this is your best season in a long time, and
since Barkley was on the team.
Yeah, and the fact that you're about to get sent out after having a historic season in your franchise. Yeah, and like the way they played the entire year. If they were playing like that in this series, they would have swept the Pelicans. I don't care if even if they have McCollum and all these other guys with the Pelicans, that wouldn't be enough to stop the Suns. But the fact Suns are not playing their best ball overall is really affecting them. Yeah. I know Booker is helpful, but the team is shown to be capable to win games without him, without even their big three. Yeah, I say their big three, but really, it's like 2 players were drafted, and they just grabbed Paul off a trade.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Chris Paul's been in this situation before. Yeah. So is that whole team. They're not young. Yeah. They're not as young. No. They have more experience. They're not freaking out when they got in the playoffs. No. Phoenix is freaking out right now. Yeah. 100%. If they could figure it out before this game tonight or tomorrow, when is it?
It's tonight at 9.
Tonight, tied at 9. If they can figure it out before tonight at 9 o'clock, they can get a win. But if they don't, it's over. Yeah. It'll be over. I'm telling you right now, New Orleans will take the rest of the series. Yep. And carrying that win to the next round.
This will be like a first time in a really long time. Number 1 seed gets knocked out of any respective conference.
The only reason they will is because of how young they are. They haven't been in this spot before. Being in the spot with this much pressure on your head after having one of the better seasons in the NBA, after having the best season in the NBA, right, this year. Yeah. Like, they're going to have they had a lot of weight on their shoulders.
Well, it's like, last year they were the number 2. They were number 2 and made it all the way to the finals. Yeah, but this year, but obviously number 1, number 1, and with how well they played the entire season, you can make the argument. Well, this is all kinds of, which it is all new kinds of pressure on them.
It's like sending a freshman lineman out there to guard a 6'4", 250 like senior D lineman that has 4 years of experience at the collegiate level.
That's true.
It's exactly what they'll get some wins.
The thing is, Pelicans aren't really.
Pelicans are pretty young too.
But Pelicans have nothing to lose. That's
they
basically
have Chris Paul, who's
that's
been
their
in the league
mindset.
for 14 years.
Pelicans' mindset is we got nothing to lose. If we win this series, we'll just try to go as far as we can.
They're going to keep doing that, and I bet if they win this series, they win the next series too.
You think so?
Yes. Just because of Chris Paul. I know it sounds like a bit hot take, but he has so much experience, so much wisdom in the game, knowing what he's doing. Just like Rajon Rondo. Him and Rajon Rondo have been playing the league for so long, they know the ins and outs of everything.
Yeah, I mean, Suns, just with Chris Paul alone, just the veteran experience you have from him, just absolutely insane. But the Pelicans, I've been really impressed. Jose Alvarado, of all people, kind of just becoming the guy for the Pelicans, especially over the last game. He said he was going to get Chris Paul. He said he was going to make him turn the ball over. And sure enough, his little hide in the corner and run behind you trick, it finally worked. Some people think it's tacky. Some people think it's dumb. But let me tell you, it gets results.
It works.
He got him to commit an 8-second violation. Him and Herb Jones just combined to just fluster that entire Suns team. It's amazing what New Orleans is getting from their rookies.
Yes. That's what you need.
It's a promising future, especially if you have, obviously you have some, you have McCollum really helps with the scoring aspect, but everyone else being able to step up. And if you can get another solid player.
Yeah, if they get Zion back with Brandon Ingram and C.J. McCollum,
well,
it's over.
That's if Zion actually.
Zion is having he's such a big man.
He is.
It's so hard to stay healthy at his size.
It is.
It's like LeBron has managed to stay healthy because when he came out of college and high school, he came straight out of high school.
He came straight out of high school.
Yeah, he had athletic trainers that were insane. They were good. You have to have someone on your staff that can keep you healthy. And obviously the Pelican trainers aren't doing a very good job of keeping Zion healthy. It's not all on them, obviously. It's on him a little bit, too. But it's their responsibility to keep him healthy every single game, make sure he can make it through the season. But he's struggling. He's a big dude. His knees are going to hurt in the long run. You understand, he's going to have problems with his joints later in life.
Yep.
But for now, I think he'll be okay if he can just get healthy and stay off the court for a few months after this season's over.
Well, that's if Pelicans are still willing to keep him.
They will.
Yeah, I think they will at this point. I really don't know if they're even going to let him play because
they have so many rookies.
He looks fine every time they show the little practices of him doing. I think he wants to play.
They're just keeping him out for now.
Yeah, I think they don't want to put that in yet because if something goes wrong or anything like that, then oh boy, you're that team who let them.
They'll probably see about the next series, just slowly putting him in.
Maybe
if they get past the Suns.
But anyway, I think that Phoenix wins tonight. I think Game 6 is going to be the end-all, be-all. If New Orleans wins that, oh boy, then we got a Game 7, and who knows what will happen then. But I think Phoenix gets the win tonight. It'll be one of those weird slight wins where Phoenix, I think, will play bad for 3 quarters, then they'll have a big fourth comeback and ride with momentum. But I think the Suns get the win. But moving on now into Wednesday's games, it's going to go ahead and predict these. Chicago, Milwaukee coming back to the Pfizer Forum. Bucks are a 12-point favorite. No Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso day-to-day.
Ooh, that's
not a good time for the Bulls in terms of injuries. I'm going to get my pick out of the way. I think Milwaukee will win Game 5.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee gets that gentleman's sweep. As good as the Bulls can play, they're getting hit with injuries at the worst time, and you're playing a Bucks team that is obviously playoff experience helps, but also they're just more ready than Chicago. Chicago hasn't really had a very successful team in a long while if you're a Bulls fan. So I think
2011 Derrick Rose TV. Yeah.
But I think after this season, there's a promising direction the Bulls can go in with this team, and I think they'll be better next year. This just isn't the year for the Bulls, and Milwaukee can move on to the second round.
I'm not going to weigh in. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? You're not even going to make a guess?
No.
Just you can
Milwaukee's obviously going to take it.
Okay, there you go. Hey, you made a prediction.
If they don't, then
oh boy.
If they let the Bulls come back, I swear, man.
I'd be laughing.
I would laugh too. Defending champs. Imagine losing to DeMar DeRozan and only DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan, baby.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine's out.
Yeah, we just said that.
That's what we said.
We just zoned out, all right?
Okay,
God.
I understand. He's vibing.
Don't make me grab the mic, dude.
So there be.
I swear. Say something like that again, bro.
Why are you threatening me?
I'm not. Say something like that again, Kate.
There you go.
Both of you say something
like that. There we
Like
go.
that.
I said it.
All right.
You said say something like
All right,
that, so I did.
that
like
game's
that.
out of the way, so
I'm
we'll
gonna
move
start
on to
scraping the mic. You keep doing this.
we'll
Just
move on
mute
to
it.
Everyone's gonna hate me in like 5 minutes.
let's move on to Warriors and Nuggets.
Okay, Warriors Nuggets game 5 as well. Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Warriors are a 9-point favorite. It makes sense. No real injuries going on either side. Steph Curry continuing to not really be on a minutes restriction anymore. Wouldn't surprise me if he even would not surprise me at all if he started game
Golden
5.
State's up 3-1.
Golden State up 3-1, looking to close it out.
Yeah, that may not be good for Golden State. They don't really have a good track record with being up 3-1.
However, they do have a good track record being up 3-0.
They have a good
as
track
all
record
NBA
being down
teams do.
3-1, but not up.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Come on, Jokic.
It's like Golden State went up 3-0, and then Denver finally got a win in Game 4. I much needed, and Jokic obviously played, I think, his best game of the series
Yeah.
so far. And that was the game we all predicted. It was either going to be Game 3 or 4. He would have that game where he's just playing his best. But Denver could take a game in Golden State. I forget where they're. Are they in Frisco now?
They're in, Chase
Frisco.
Center.
Jordan Poole is
Okay.
actually Steph Curry's son.
They're in.
That's true.
and
Little known fact.
but-
Well, in fact, if y'all don't know, the guy that's 22 has a dad who's 30.
Listen.
Oh, that okay. But anyways, Golden State obviously you need to close it out. Denver is going to put up one heck of a fight to try to extend the series to a game 6, and even if they get there to a game 7. But I think in the end that's not going to be enough to stop Golden State. I think Golden State takes game 5.
No.
Just
No.
No.
No. Denver wins.
Just because.
If Denver wins, I'll cry.
Why?
I don't know. It'd be awesome.
Are we talking just this game or the series?
Yes.
Okay, so if you come back Thursday, I'm going to need to see you cry about Denver winning.
I'm going to show up with an iPad that's broken and use it as a foreign object. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Okay.
I didn't mean on you guys. I meant on myself. I'll walk in and just...
Okay.
And then I'll leave, and you guys will be like, that was a good exit, JD.
Yeah, we'll just be like, proud of you. But anyway, I think the Warriors being 9-point favorites, I think the ghost of 3-1 does not come back to haunt them this time. I think they take care of business. I think Curry will he'll go off and do what he does.
You're done.
Yeah. I think that Thompson will
sorry.
go off, Poole will go off, Draymond Green will continue his excellent defense. Andrew Wiggins
Draymond Green's a little baby boy.
Andrew Wiggins is going to continue to be Andrew Wiggins. That Warriors team is just
Who let
stacked.
a grown 7-year-old play basketball? I'm talking about Draymond Green, by the way.
Okay.
The famous right foot.
Yeah, so
Of
the
justice.
thing he did. But moving on to the NHL, we
Oh.
don't talk about them a lot.
Good.
We're going to mainly stay in the West. Everything in the East is taken care of. Nothing has changed at all.
Nothing will
Except
change.
the fact that Tampa Bay beat Toronto 8-1. Get wrecked. Maple Leafs.
Get wrecked, nerd.
that's basically what Tampa. That's basically what Tampa said to
Give me your lunch
Toronto.
money, nerd.
And so
Don't worry.
Look-
Don't worry. When Toronto gets
Yeah.
to the playoff, there'll be someone's punching.
Where's
back.
your operating cost at? Give it to me.
yeah. So looking at the West, just real quick, Colorado is going to be first. That's just there. Minnesota, St. Louis still in the battle for second. Nothing's changed there. They both have 109 points. Calgary's already locked up the division. The Oilers are in. That's the main change. They've now clinched a playoff spot. It all comes down to tonight. The Kings have 96 points, and Vegas has 90. Vancouver is 87 in the Pacific Division. When we look at the wild card, Nashville's 94. Dallas has 93. Dallas plays Vegas tonight. If Dallas wins, the Kings clinch a playoff spot, the Predators clinch a playoff spot,
What?
and the Stars clinch a playoff spot.
The who?
The Nashville Predators. That's their name. It's a saber-toothed tiger.
That's so bad. Who thought of that?
Out of context, yes, but when you look at their mascot, it's understandable.
Makes sense.
No, like
The
still,
Preds.
who thought of the Nashville Predators?
That's what they say. Let's go Preds.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
It's
for,
not in the
5
gutter. I'm
minutes.
just saying it's a bad name.
I'm just saying, hey, they could be the Nashville Commanders. You never know.
Shut up.
It's like
They could be the Nashville hockey team.
Did you just shut up for
you
the
could be
Dallas
you
Renegades?
could be the you could be the Nashville Guardians.
That's
Such a bad name.
the Nashville Olympians.
I would prefer once
There
again.
you go.
See.
I know this is baseball related, but please Cleveland just. Why did you choose Guardians? Why not be the Spiders? That's a much cooler
That
name.
is actually kind of a cool name.
It's a cooler name.
The Spooters.
Spooters.
They
Spooderman.
should just
Spooderman.
change their name to the Cleveland
Hang on.
Clevelanders.
Hang on, let me.
That'd be great.
You guys go on ahead. I need to find this picture.
Okay.
Okay.
You have fun.
All right, you have fun with that.
But that's the big game tonight. Stars, Golden Knights. I might watch that a little bit. Yes. Yes. That is.
Hold on.
Spooderman.
Spooderman.
Okay, let me put you on camera again.
Okay. For reference, Spooderman. If no one got that, I think we got it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
This is Spooderman. And he's very intuitive and well drawn for being drawn by a 9-year-old. It's like the Sanic drawing. If you'll,
Yes,
I got one more. I got one
Sanic.
more. I got one more. I'm sorry. I got one more.
Is this just the JD shows the camera?
They put this in the Sonic movie.
Okay, show them again. Show them again.
Hold on.
Okay.
They put that in the Sonic movie.
They did.
I can't.
They did.
I can't. I'm gonna start sweating from laughing, bro. What is going on, man?
That is a thing they did.
That is the thing they did.
That is absolutely a thing they did. And you know what?
Good knuckles. You got knuckles.
That is also a good meme.
Imagine having your mascot as the Yukon Knuckles.
And anyway, as you can tell, it is a completely normal show today.
There's no stats tonight, all right? We're not staring at stats. We're looking at memes.
My goodness, it has been.
meme show at this point.
I mean, that's exactly what's happening at this point. This is turning into a meme show.
I'm
but,
so sorry, y'all.
it-
This has been.
That's great.
It seems like we're all on drugs, but we're not. I swear to God.
No.
We're none of us are doing anything.
no one
bad.
is on drugs.
That's gonna raise some questionable eyebrows.
Yeah, you didn't have to say that.
No, it looks like we're all doing something. Like you have to say it. Santa and Spooderman. Imagine just a kids league where they draw all the mascots. The Nashville Predator is just like a really badly drawn wiener dog.
Oh no!
That would be a lot funnier.
Funnier, but
They sell so much merch. You see the girl? Dude, there's a girl on TikTok that draws like NFL logos, and they look so stupid, bro. She
Okay.
drew one of like what is it? The Tennessee Titans. I don't even know what their mascot is.
It's
just
just
a
it's
T.
just the letter T with flames coming off
They
it.
had it, and she drew it, and it looks like a 6-year-old drew it with like a red crayon.
Oh, God.
They
Oh,
actually
God.
started using it.
Okay. Let me actually show
Look up.
you.
Okay, let me find the girl on TikTok, bro.
I was just gonna show you the actual Nashville Predators logo here, just for reference, because it is a pretty cool logo. I do actually like
Yeah.
their logo.
I want.
Like, it's a good logo.
Dude, what if they?
It's a saber-toothed tiger.
Hang on.
It looks good.
it looks
Dude.
it looks good.
I'll take that and I'll raise you one. This should be their logo.
I know. Now, if they were the Nashville Spooderman, I would appreciate it a lot more. It'd be a lot funnier, but I don't think that one's ever happening. But you know, you never know.
Look up the Uganda knuckles, please. Just show them.
I'm not. If you would have shown.
What did I do?
Even
You didn't even do
I'm
anything.
muting everyone at this point. This is not a stream that deserves to be heard. I'm about to mute myself.
Oh, this is awesome, dude. This is how. Just stop it, all right? Don't be so cynical, man. We gotta get it. We gotta get that bag.
What is happening
We're not
with
getting
this
paid.
show today?
We're actually unpaid interns, and they keep us in the storage closet.
Please
We
help.
live
That
si-
is-
Please help.
Is this one of those blink twice if you're in a bad
We're
situation? or-
basically Harry Potter living under the stairs.
Okay, that is.
Go ahead, my bad.
That's not
I'm
a good
sorry.
thing.
We got up
Well-
on a really large table.
Well, I'm glad you did because that's the end of the show for today. Like I didn't have anything else planned after that NHL bit.
I got something.
If
Oh,
you
he's got
okay,
something.
he's got something
Find
else.
it. It literally popped on my feed today. It's something
Okay.
something involving football.
Okay, something about football.
I'll find it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the kind of wrapping up segment. So if you've been enjoying this,
Ooh.
whether it be
Atlanta's up. 26-23.
wow, okay, so we
Alrighty
got a
then.
score update there.
What is it?
But if you've enjoyed,
The NCAA president stepping down in 2023.
okay, there we go. That is big news, actually.
Oh, all right. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
When did he? When
Get
was he?
Emmerich out of
When was
there.
he president? When did he start?
When was he
looking right now.
president? Right now. No,
Right
I'm
now,
just joking.
today.
No.
Just-
When did he? When did he start?
12 years, so 2023, so 2011.
Okay.
You actually look that up. It's on ESPN. There's an article on the homepage.
Is it? Okay, let's find
Go
out.
down.
Let's find out. Is it there?
It should be. Keep going.
I don't see anything.
Dude, it showed up on mine, all right?
So yeah, shut up on mine also.
Let's look at the draft predictions.
Well, it's ESPN Plus, so that's paywall, baby.
Well,
yeah, we're on. We're on.
I already. It's like I have it. So
We can look at this guy with the cowboy hat.
What is he? Why is he? Never mind. Keep going.
Listen. Okay.
It's a nice picture. That's
Okay,
not- soccer. Let's talk about soccer today.
Okay. Do you really want to talk about
I kind
soccer?
of want to. None of us know what happens, so we can just make
Okay.
jokes about it.
I mean, I was about to say, Man City beat Real
he
Madrid.
looks like he's throwing up
ch-
the hardest gang sign of all time. Look at him.
I know.
With his hands.
But this is when we need Antunes in here to explain what's happening in soccer and be like,
Well-
listen, please explain.
You kick the ball.
I mean, yeah.
That's it right there. That's
Kick
the
it
whole of
back.
the game. Look, there's a goose.
There's a goose at yeah. There's a goose at a baseball game.
If you want to look at that article about the guy stepping down.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can. Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to.
you might have to be specific.
I know.
NCAA president stepping down.
I also. Yeah, you basically if you just go to college
There it is right there.
football directly.
New York
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah, there we go. Mark Emmert stepped down as president of the NCAA. Guess what? We can't read it. We got sorry.
Just ESPN has it for free. So
well,
you can
guess
just look-
what?
There's
No,
a
college
search bar right
ball-
there, top right.
Just
Look, there's a search bar.
No, we're not using the search bar.
What? There it
you
is.
go.
There you go. There's your article. I half expected this to also be paywalled, and I would have laughed.
Yeah, it didn't say ESPN Plus.
It
so we're
didn't
good.
see ESPN Plus.
Did you see CNN Plus died? Disney got their privileges revoked.
I know, it's
Special
been-
tax status.
It's been crazy.
A lot of things been going on, man.
But yeah, NCAA President Mark Emmert going to be stepping down.
They reached a mutual agreement. No, that's not what happened.
They told him get out.
When they say that, that means they forced him out, basically.
Yeah.
Hasn't been the best at his job.
Not really, no.
He's been
No.
amazing. What are you talking about?
He's like Roger Goodell, except no one knows who he is.
Yeah.
Besides the core values,
It's like, but the only reason why they keep Goodell is because he still makes money for the league.
he said it puts the whole enterprise at serious risk.
Listen, no one likes NIL. When it comes to the olds and stuff like that,
No.
they really don't like it because they feel it removes the student-athlete part of the game.
No, it doesn't. You were getting money off their likeness anyway.
Well, that's
Like-
the thing is they feel that shouldn't be in their control.
Well,
You're a
it's like
student-athlete. You're a student. You
it's
get a
like-
real job.
if
Work
you
at
did-
McDonald's.
okay.
It is a job.
Okay, if
I
you're-
agree. I'm just saying that's what their
I know.
point is.
I'm
Like-
pissed at them for saying
like
that.
the way it's looked at obviously by some of us who by people who want the players to be able to make money off their likeness. Obviously, the idea is that the NCAA has made billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars off.
Yeah.
Untaxable money too.
yeah.
Untaxable since they are a nonprofit.
Yeah. So they've made billions upon billions of dollars off student athletes in all sports. Sports. So obviously the idea is like, well, if you're making that much money off the athlete,
They should be able to
athletes, what
make
they
a
do,
percentage
They
off
should
of
be able
that.
to make some form of money. Like I believe like there should players should be kind of like paid.
You looking up NIL deals now?
No, I was gonna look something else up, but
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, what I believe is obviously it's just gonna be more of just like what I think is whatever. But I think players should be able to make some form of money without having to work off their likeness. But they shouldn't be getting like millions of dollars just off of that. Like 'cause they're college athletes that you don't know if you're gonna make it out of college. You got to be able to know that hey, I'm gonna be able to get out of here after my sophomore or junior year.
this is what I was getting at. Jack Swarbrick, the athletic director of Notre Dame, this is something I actually did want to talk about, but I remember now. He predicted that in the 2030s, Division I's going to split again, and that probably the top 40, 50 schools are going to create their own little subdivision.
Yes.
And is that good or bad?
Both. I think the good part is it will create more competitiveness along it,
Yeah.
going between FBS and SCS. But at the same time, the bad thing is they're going to lose so much revenue. All these schools are going to have to shut down some things to be able to compensate. They're going to cut their budgets.
But the main thing would be TV contracts and things like that.
That's
You'd
what
be
I'm
getting
saying.
a lot more money. If you're SEC or Big Ten,
You're getting
this
more
would help
because
you.
they're going to pull out of the other schools.
Yeah.
Just because you play them, they don't get a contract anymore.
Yeah, it's going to turn that into that. And then for everybody else, it'd be this weird kind of hybrid division where you're not the bottom, but you're not the top.
You know how we talked. You know,
So we'll have technically 3 subdivisions for Division 1.
That's
Because we have FCS, and then we have current
FBS.
FCS, and then the FBS could split. That's a
FAS.
bold. That's a bold prediction,
They're gonna
but
have
I
the
don't
FAS.
think that's really a good thing for college football
The
already.
FAT
Because
stands for
you have way too many. You already have a bunch of schools, and like both Division 1, like FCS and FBS combined, have like over 300 schools or whatever. How many are actually in FCS? But you have a bunch of schools. By dividing it even further, all you're doing it's like, well, what's the other? What are these other schools going to do? Because like the considered top 40 schools, that is a collection of different schools in every conference. You have obviously you have the SEC and the Big Ten, but you also have schools in the ACC, the Big 12, the Pac-10, not Pac-10, the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Where you have the collection of schools, because not everyone in the SEC is in the top 40. Like you have, I would say most of their teams are outside the top 40. And like you have like Oklahoma State, you have USC, you have all these collection of schools outside of the big 2 that we consider of college football that are top 40 schools in regards to like athletics as a whole.
Yeah.
So that's a problem right there. Is you're going to say that just the Big Ten and SEC as a whole, like them combined, will make their own subdivision. But if you're saying it's top 40 schools, what's going to happen to these other schools that are not in that top 40?
we just said that they're going to lose so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to lose money. They're going to lose scholarship. They're going to have the only thing they'll have money for is
this is-
scholarships and some new equipment.
That's the bad part, is that this will heavily affect even the big schools. Like this will obviously financially.
I don't think it'll
take a
affect
hit.
schools like OU, OSU, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Clemson,
Yeah.
Ohio State. Anyone, even some of the Pac-12 will be affected.
Well,
honestly,
USC won't be affected by it.
No.
Oregon probably won't be affected by it. But
I think like your Oregon State, Washington State,
South
people
Carolina.
feel like that.
even like Baylor would, even though as good as Baylor has been, I think this will heavily impact Baylor.
Well,
as a whole.
Baylor doesn't have a starry reputation to begin with, so
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
like I'm talking about as they are right now.
Yeah.
Not not the stuff in the past, just as they are right now. Right now, the way I see it, they're a much cleaner program with the current group of guys they have, and they're more respectable.
I respect that.
But
I like
obviously, but
Except
my
when they
thing
kick
is like
field goals with 1 second
Tech-
left, but that's a story for another day.
so basically Kansas. I'm not like obviously like you have like schools that are known for just basketball, like Kansas.
Yeah.
Well, how does that affect them? Because I know they make a lot of money off just basketball alone.
Yeah.
But
Their football contract will go away unless they win a game, like a major game. Other
Yeah.
than that,
so you're basically, if this happens, Kansas will just cut football altogether.
no, they'll keep
They,
football.
they'll
They
keep
can't.
football. It's just
No,
Their football program is state funded.
Okay.
Basically, they get grants from the state and from federal at sometimes.
Okay,
so.
I was just the way not putting on just
yeah.
like the way I heard it. I thought you were meaning that.
But
that's my bad.
private schools like Tulsa, they'll lose out on money
Yep.
yeah.
just because they are privately funded. Most of their money comes from their tuition,
Yep.
scholarships, and some state grants.
Basically, private schools will be heavily affected by this more than state.
Yeah.
At the Division 1 level, Division 2 will be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Division 2 will be okay.
Yeah, there wouldn't be anything.
And
happening.
NAIA,
Well,
Division
it's like
3.
anything D2 and
JUCO.
below, going down to NAIA and maybe even the FCA, the NCCAA, they'll be fine
I
because
think
this doesn't affect them.
It is going to affect recruiting numbers coming out of JUCOs and D2s and
Yeah.
D3s. It is going to affect heavily because they're not going to be able to see these guys most of the time.
Yeah.
Because the contract's going to be cut. More than likely, what TV things they're going to pull money from other teams' contracts in the Division 2 just to make up for it.
Yeah, but the one thing that I thought was
and
interesting.
probably also heavily affect FCS.
Another thing I thought that was interesting that the Swarbrick mentions is that he sees 2 competing ideas for how college sports are likely to be run in the future: schools that'll still operate athletics within a traditional education structure, and those who tie sports to the university in name only.
Fair.
Where you just have the school, you'd put your logo and team name on it and everything, but they wouldn't really be associated with you as much.
Yeah.
Which I could see that happening at some point.
All right, boys.
Well, I think some schools can easily do that, but others just can't, won't be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know for, like, let's say, like, for Oklahoma State, like, for certain sports, OSU could throw their brand, like, baseball, OSU could throw their brand, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, that's a top-tier program, but you can't do that with, as good as football has been for ever since Mike Gundy has been, OSU won't be able to do that on their own. So basically, you still have to rely on, hey, our academics. They're basically just OU, but OU, they can football. That's pretty much it.
Football.
All right, y'all.
Softball.
You out of here?
Softball,
Gymnastics. Golf.
basketball.
Basketball.
Really curious.
Everything. The list
no.
goes on. Best school.
But-
Championship
No, okay.
year.
Literally half
Okay,
your
hold on,
half the
hold on.
sports you just named.
I'm just last. I'm
I
laughing.
will agree. OU has had a lot of recent success in programs
Yes.
they never did before,
Yeah.
And OSU to
except
some
for
extent.
softball. Softball has always been good.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, softball before 2000 wasn't really before the current
Well-
head coach wasn't at.
Well, I wasn't
at
alive,
weight.
and I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm going off of
Softball
this is
in
what
our
my-
time has
this
been
is
good.
what my-
Softball historically has been
like-
a 50-50 thing.
Historically, before the current, obviously with the current group, not very good. Obviously, anything has been balanced out with the current coaching staff and all the players they brought in.
All I'm saying is Patty Gasso's a
'Cause-
legend. Bow down.
Because prior OSU used to beat up on OU prior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
but now they don't.
Now it's
Well, now both teams are obviously
now
with the
both are
recent-
good.
Both are
but
good, and oh my god, that series at the end of the season is going to be chaos.
It's going to be a pretty fun series.
but OU's better.
We'll
You
find-
can't disagree with me on that. Come on, man. You know
I never
that's right.
said it, but I was like, we'll find out how both teams will play when they get to each other.
Oh, it'll be a bloodbath. I'm just saying.
It's like it's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, either that or you're just gonna demolish them.
I mean, it's basically just the series is just going to be a preview for the Big 12 championship game.
Like,
That too.
honestly.
But it will be a fun time as always. It always is.
Yep. All right, boys.
Will
You guys ready?
Yep.
We're done, aren't we?
I believe.
Got everything?
I believe
Anything else?
that is it for today. So once again, we always thank you for tuning in. If you liked what you heard so far, you can give us a follow here on Twitch. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or even TikTok.
Yeah, that's
That's right.
You better not
We
forget
do
TikTok.
have a TikTok. Yeah, can't forget the TikTok.
Do we actually have a
JD.
TikTok?
We actually do have a TikTok.
What's on there?
Stuff.
Like what?
You got to go to find out, JD.
I'm not checking out the TikTok. Just
Yes,
tell
you
me.
can. You got to see previews for our newscasts, sometimes stuff for our shows, things like that. Anything going around campus, we might be there. We might cover it. We might make a TikTok about it. You never know. You honestly never know, folks. But until then, for JD Eddy, for Connor Gray, I'm Cade Kennedy, and have a wonderful day, everybody. Until Thursday, we'll see you later.
Goodbye.